Psst. Hey, check out my Patreon. Link in the description. Bye-bye.
But you don't understand. I really need this job. Come on, I'm practically overqualified. I've been working since I was a young girl. I know everything there is to know about cooking, cleaning. Come on. Yes, I understand how it might look to have a woman working the front, but I could work the back. Wherever you want me, I promise. Come on. I really, really, really need this. Fine. I'll just have to try my luck elsewhere. This is absolutely dreadful. I can't believe this is happening to me again. Wow. No, I'm sorry. I just wasn't expecting someone to... No, by all means, you can have a seat. Sorry, I'm not used to handsome strangers coming up to me. Don't get many of those where I'm from. Am I being too forward? I'm sorry if it's unbecoming. Still getting used to the social norms of the people in the upper ranks. You get to a city and all of a sudden it's like everything you've ever known about how to act is just completely flipped on its head. I'm Elizabeth, by the way. Well, I figured we were likely going to sit across from each other and likely have a conversation, so I figured introducing myself would be apt. I'm Elizabeth. What's your name? That's a marvelous name indeed. Well, my new friend, I certainly hope your day is going better than mine. What happened? Well, you try being a woman getting a job with no previous references or social standing, and you too will find yourself feeling frustrated. At the least. Well, I certainly appreciate the sympathy. What about you, though? How has your day been? Your first day? In the city? From abroad? Huh. Have you been here before? I see. And where did you last... Wow. All the way from the New World. What were you doing there? Wow. Where else have you been? That's incredible. Wow. So you've really been all over then? That's incredible. Wait, do you not get scared? I mean, with what happened with the Titanic and all, I guess anything is now possible. I would be so nervous to get on a ship myself. I guess if you're a seasoned traveler, there's less to fear. That's so incredible. I mean, I thought that going to the city was a big deal from where I'm from, but... I'm from a small town in the middle of nowhere. I saved up lots of money to be able to get a train ticket to come here, hoping I could start a new life for myself, but, as you can tell, it hasn't gone great. But enough about me. What are you doing here on the Isles, then? Visiting family. Oh, visiting distant family. Are you intending to spend the holidays with them? Yeah, well, this will likely be my first Christmas without my family. I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to fare, but I will figure it out. I'm sure that a hostel Christmas can't be that bad. And besides, I think I'm starting to make it good with the butcher. He might be able to offer me some spare whatever, if he has it. What are you planning on doing with your, well, I mean, I guess celebrating the holidays, but also... connection. I can understand that. I mean, if I had wealthy relatives on this side of the city, I would do anything to meet them, so... sorry, not to presume your financial situation or anything, or to make a... I'm not trying to make a comment, I'm sure your family's lovely. I just... I'm making an absolute mess of myself. I've been told that a lot of my actions and demeanor are kind of unladylike. I'm very, I'm not sure if sporadic is the word. Well, I'm glad you don't seem to mind. That does comfort me somewhat. You know, it's quite a frustrating thing being a woman. I have no husband or no one to look after me, so it was either I stay with my father for the rest of my life, or at least until I could find someone decent enough to marry, or move out and try and find work. And when I do try to find some independence, it's A, incredibly difficult, and B, daunting. Because I'll never make as much as my male counterparts, and it's hard to survive on your own. But I couldn't stay with my father. No, sorry, I'm blabbering too much. I have a habit of talking about myself when I shouldn't. No, I couldn't possibly. I don't want to unload that on you. Well, my father... he wasn't a great man. And he did some not so great things to me. Things that'll keep me up at night. And many will say that it's just the way in which discipline works, but I just didn't want to live under that constant threat anymore. So I saved up what I could and I ran away. It might seem foolish, but I just want to live a better life, I guess. I'm glad you don't think so. I will have endless respect for my father, but I just can't. I can't bring myself to continue enduring. I want to live a life for me. What would the ideal look like? Well, I'd love to be able to open a cafe of my own someday. I've always had a passion for baking, putting smiles on people's faces. And I'd want to do a service to other people. I'd want to be able to donate some of my pies and my baked goods to the less fortunate. I remember what it was like to be down on my luck on food. And I don't want other people to feel that way. But those are all just silly dreams. I'll likely find some factory to work at and then hopefully get married or save up enough to retire, which is unlikely. What about you? Do you have any big dreams or aspirations? Sorry, no, I'm not laughing at you. I just... Hearing someone else who's so ambitious, it makes me really happy. I don't know how to express it. It's so rare to meet people who have such a clear idea of what they're looking for out of life, and I don't know. I just really like that you have somewhere you're going. Are you not fearful, though? I mean, you must have heard the talk. Tensions are increasingly high on the continent. And I feel like we don't really know what the future holds. You're certainly more fearless than I am. Even though Serbia is a small country, with how the tensions are rising, I don't know. I'm worried. You're right in that there hasn't been a war in decades, but that doesn't mean one can't start. I don't want to die before I can realize my dreams. I might just be a simple girl, but I have things I want out of life. I want to open my bakery. I want to have a family, children. I want to live a good life. And I'd hate for a war to be my end. I'm glad you sympathize. I have so many complex and complicated feelings on the matter. I know it all probably amounts to nothing, but I can't dismiss my fear, I guess. Your assurances are comforting. You know, your sensibilities lead me to believe that it can't all be that bad. If there are people like you, smart and brave and level-headed, then maybe things can work out after all. You're probably right. All of this talk will probably amount to nothing, but I guess it's the cynical person in me. What will cheer me up? I don't know. Do you have something in mind? You couldn't possibly. Pastries are expensive enough as it is in this economy. Are you sure? That is most generous of you. You're like an angel. First you listen to my complaints, and then you offer to buy me food and console me. I've never known kindness like yours before. It's gentle and refreshing. You're the type of person I think anyone would be lucky to fall in love with. if you're looking for that sort of thing. You are? Well, I'm certain that whomever you end up with, you'll make them a very happy person. Ah, thank you. The pastries here are really delicious. I usually don't bother in getting them because they're way above my budget, but you know. Would you like a piece? Here you go. I'd offer to feed it to you myself, but I'm worried that people might get the wrong idea. Oh, forgive me for saying, but with the way you dress, it looks like your status is far above mine. I wouldn't want people to get the wrong impression. Let them? My, you really are braver than I. But still, it's improper. And I'm at least wise enough to know that. Here. You wouldn't mind people getting the wrong idea about you and a pretty girl? Well, you really know how to flatter. Oh. You are very sweet. And under different circumstances, I would have likely reciprocated in a heartbeat. But you and I both know that you deserve better than me. You're too kind. Truly. And I'm sure that will serve wonderfully later down the line. When you find the person you're meant to be with. With all that being said, I really should get going though. Not that I'm not enjoying your company, trust me. It's been the best I've had, probably will, ever. But still, there are more places I need to see before sundown, and with my luck, I'll be at those all day, so... But, for what it's worth, I do hope I can see you again. You have been the loveliest stranger I have ever known. And if the Lord allows it, I hope we can be reunited. But for now, I have to bid you adieu. Take care, stranger, and good luck with all your travels.